Okay guys, for another project, I have my clay flower pot. If you will, wet your clay pots before you paint them, they won't soak up so much paint. So what I'm going to do is attempt to make this more of either a gig'em, black and white gig'em, or buffalo check. So we're going to see how we fare on that. Now the main thing is whatever size stripe you are planning on putting on there, that's the brush size that you want to pick so that you will be consistent throughout your pattern. So select whichever flat brush you want, and then I always pre-wet mine before I even get started. And I of course am going to probably be using the gray and the black to see how this goes. So the elephant, I'm going to try in these acrylic chalk paints and see how we fare on that. Now I'm doing the gray first because the black is going to be your most prominent whenever you're doing your buffalo check pattern. So if you lay down your marks with your gray, put your stripes in there, then you'll be able to hit your spots with your black and it won't make that much difference. The idea is to be consistent. So wherever you start, the width of your brush is what your stripe is going to be. So I think I'll start down here at the bottom. And guys, try not to get like overly perfect whenever you're painting. Just try to keep it flowing. And every time you pick up that brush and lay it down, you're going to see where you pulled it at. And that's just part of it. And don't worry about it so much. The weight of these clay pots is going to be kind of difficult to maneuver with anyway. And just keep pulling your stripe. And I'm just doing this bottom area first. Just be consistent with doing your stripe. Every time you pick up your brush and lay it down, you're going to have an area that's going to be a little bit lighter looking. That is normal. And just try to keep it flowing and don't get hung up on that too much. Just get your stripe on there. And then you'll be going back and hitting certain spots. So at this point we want to make those at least a brush width apart from each other, and in order to stay consistent with going around, so try not to lose your focus, so you want to go brush width apart from each other. So whichever size brush you chose, and then just try to use your first line at the bottom there as your guide. And don't be so worried about, oh, this is wider, that's narrower. Just be consistent with your stripes and try to keep them distant apart, but don't let it hang you up. Because if you try to be particular. Now some people are using the tape, and I'm trying to do this free-handedly. If it doesn't work, guess what? I can just paint over it. And I'll do that consistently all the way up. So now I've got my stripes going around. As you can see, they're not perfectly even, they're not consistent, but I've tried to be consistent about the width of the brush. So now we're going to do the up and down. Now you can do those narrow or the same way. I'm going to do mine the same way. I'm just going to pull that line all the way. and just be consistent with the width of your brush as you go around. Just try not to get too hung up. Now remember, the way these pots sit, you have an angle going downward. So if it's better for you, then hold your pot this way, or you can do it the opposite way, whichever works. And because it's going to get broader at the top, and you've got to come to the bottom. So that's where you have to kind of look at it real close, because it could get a little bit confusing. So it's going to be wider at the top, and these will be about 1-inch spaces apart, give or take. Up towards the top, it might be a little bit broader. That's okay, because when you go to make your black squares, it's gonna look narrow. And then just stop every once in a while and make sure that your lines are flowing downward and not going sideways. So mine are kind of coming, leaning a little bit. So I'm going to turn my brush and come down this way. That just makes that top one a little bit broader to make up for the difference. So now to make our checks, you're going to be using the squares in between. And this, you want to kind of be, accurate. Take your time, but you want to be accurate in making your little squares. And the great thing is, if you use the broadness of the brush, you're going to be able to make that square without even having to think about it. You just be able to push and stop, push and stop. And there you go. And just be consistent. If you started in that block, then you know to do this one. And you can move a little more swifter once you've got your first one established. Now, to make your buffalo check per se, guys, you're just going to kind of take the flat of your brush and do dashes. Don't try to do exact lines, because it will monkey it up. I've already tried it. It'll just make a mess. So just try to dash at it, and you can use your paint marker on this, and sometimes it actually does better if you got something with more control, but it will take you a lot more time. And just don't try to be perfect, because if someone is looking at this pot from a distance, they're not going to know the difference. And I want them to pay attention to the flowers. And the whole idea is to go at an angle. And you can do that angle going in any direction you want to. Just be consistent. The whole idea is to be consistent. And as you can see, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just going with it. Just keep moving. If you don't like it, you can always go back and paint over it. Make it anything you want. I love clay pots. And see, some of them I don't have enough space to really do a lot. So I'm just pouncing. Or just making little dashes. Whatever will let me do. Just make sure you go at an angle though. and keep your flat brush flat as you can. Some places you're going to do better than others, and just stay at that angle so that it gets that look to it, the buffalo check look. And see, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm worried about the appearance, how it appears, if it appears to be buffalo check. About 4 is pretty good to make it. Just an angle is the idea, and be consistent, and it will give it that appearance. Now, see where this is off a little bit? Don't worry about that. We can fix that really, really easy. So right now we need to go across the top edge up here, and I'm just going to do a black sweeping line. Just try not to be too particular. As I said before, you'll get hung up and you'll be fighting it and wrestling with it, and it just will not be worth the headache, because in essence most of this will not even be noticed. It'll just look like buffalo check. It'll have the appearance thereof, and that's what we're going for. And you can make that line more prominent if you want to. I'm not going to get hung up on too many details on this. So the idea here is you'll do the same thing. Now I will probably have to use either a magic marker, and we'll try that. Let's try a black magic marker and see how it looks. Let's try a black Sharpie marker and see how it looks. Now what you'll do to give it that buffalo check appearance is along the very edge, and I hope you guys can see this, along this very edge you're going to draw a line, and that gives it that buffalo check. And the clay pot is not smooth, guys, and I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be consistent. Now, if these were produced by a factory, I could understand it, because they got machines that keeps everything aligned. And then you'll go to the next one. That would be easier if I just drew what I can right here where I can see it, and then turn it. It looks pretty good. Now, we went above, so now we need to go below. So once again, that just kind of finishes that off. That looks pretty good, guys. And I missed one right here, this whole section right here, so I'm just going to use my marker, and you can use black magic marker. It looks like it's going to make better lines. Because no one can see the pot all at once, all sides at once. They can only see, the side, one side at a time per se. And when it's sitting, you can't tell it anyway. So let's turn it upside down, see what we got. That looks pretty good, guys. I hope y'all like these little tricks. Maybe we can do some more. So now I need to decide on what I want to do up here. Now I have something crazy cute, guys. This is like crazy cute. This is one of the little signs from Dollar Tree. It's got the welcome on it. Now I actually entertained maybe taking the welcome and stenciling it up there and then just gluing the flower to the side. But because I had gotten the polka dot ribbon, burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree, I'm actually going to take the flower off and put the flower there and do the ribbon. Gosh, that is going to look too cute, guys. Look at that. I have a link for this in the description box below, but this is the clear grip that is being compared to the E6000 that Gorilla's come out with. This stuff is awesome. And it is a Dabadee. Get our glue gun out. Guys, I am super loving that. That is too cute. That's so cute. Okay. Now that Gorilla Glue does need time to cure out. But the hot glue will keep it stuck on there until it gets a chance to adhere. Now, just as I call it, glue insurance. So here it is, looking just super extra special. I've added a little bow, and all I did there, guys, was just kind of bring the ribbon piece there and twisted it twice and just glued it on, because this will be outside and sitting about, and I just really didn't want to waste too much ribbon or have anything dangling. And then we have our flower, and I have Mod Podged her all the way around. And she just looks, just super cute, super cute, and so ready for a plant to go in. So, hope you guys enjoyed making this clay pot in the Buffalo Check. Then the Mod Podge will keep all of the Buffalo Check in place. And we got our flower from the Dollar Tree on the welcome signs. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're enjoying these ideas and these projects, I sure would love to have you to join as a subscriber, and then that way every week as a new video comes up, you'll be the first to be notified. Share this with a family or friend, pin it on Pinterest, and definitely if you do any crafts of your own, just tag me on Instagram. So you guys, hope you really enjoyed that one, and maybe when I get to show it to you with some flowers in it at some point in time. So you guys have a great spring and summer. Till the next DIY, this is Elizabeth, over and out. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, we're outside here, and I wanted to show you another outdoor project. This is my old bicycle, and she is worse for wear, as you can say, but I have beautified her using Dollar Tree items. So here we have one of the Dollar Tree baskets. I took the handle off of it. We're also using the Dollar Tree zip ties, and we have the cocoa liner. Now these flowers, they are beautiful. I want you to look how bright they look. I planted these last night, late last night, guys. It got dark, and I want you to know I got these on clearance. It was a little basket thing that Walmart does for like $14.99. They had them on clearance for $7, and there's like 9 pods in there with flowers. And I want you to look how they just woke up. And this little yellow one, those blooms have come out on her just today. And that just lets you know they are happy to be alive and to have someone to love them. Now this here is also a Dollar Tree basket. This is the little square wire one, and the cocoa liner as well. And there again, this is one of those flowers from out of that. And I just put one back here, and I placed zip ties. I just haven't trimmed any of these off. It's no big deal. So as you can see, in a couple of days, by a week, that bike is going to look fantabulous, guys. And it's just going to have these flowers blooming out the front and on the rear. And then I may, you know, come back and do a little spray painting just to kind of make her look a little bit better, because she's been out in my garden for many years. And this one I exhausted. As you can see, my spikes and all are broken on my tires. And so we had replaced it, and so I'm using her as my garden variety because I love bikes. I love riding my bike. I am an old-fashioned kind of girl, as you can see. Mine is just, well, I'm 50 plus, so my bike suits me. Okay, guys, I just wanted to show you that as another idea you can do. Let me take you down here, and I'm going to show you the plant stands that Okay guys, here's the third project that I'm doing for outdoors. This is a ladder using tobacco sticks, and this is just another way to reclaim some of your wood. Now you can cut some into pieces and make them. So you'll need two 52-inch long sticks, and you could take a 1x4 or 1x2 or something and split it in half if you wanted to have it ripped. Then you will need 5 of your sticks. These are 15 inches long, and you'll want to pre-drill your holes if you're using tobacco sticks, because the wood will split and it just makes it easier. Now what you're going to do, guys, is on your 2 long sticks, your 52-inch sticks, and I will have these measurements in the description box down below, you will mark at 6 inches for your first, then every 10 inches down your stick for both sides, and then that's going to basically leave about 6 inches from the bottom left over where you'll have your 5th one. This one is already marked. See where I have it with a black magic marker? So that's the bottom one, which is maybe a little over 6 inches there. But up here at the top, it is 6 inches. And then every 10 inches, it'll be marked again. And then that way, you'll need a total of 5. And that will make your ladder. So let me go ahead and do the pre-drills on this particular one. And then these I've already pre-drilled, but on this I'll also do a pre-drill as well, and that'll just help them snug up. Now you'll need, of course, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 screws. I recommend using screws versus nails, because if you're putting any kind of flowers or quilts or anything on these sticks, you really want them to hold up. And you can see some tobacco twine still left over. So let me get these together and I'll show you the results. So here we are. We have the ladders put together. I've gotten them screwed down, and you guys, these things are just so awesome. I've put a billion of these on a stringer in tobacco all my life, raised up, and I never dreamed that I would be taking tobacco sticks and making ladders out of them for decor and sit-abouts to hang things on. So as you can see, they're kind of, they have that crookedy, uneven, rickety look, and definitely weathered wood, and they are just, well, they're just beautiful, guys. Super proud of them. I've made 3 in total. I will be taking one and stringing lights on it and hanging it from my rafters underneath my porch, as you can see right here. And that way I'll have it plugged in and it'll have lights on it. The other one I will probably take and hang flower pots from it using the Dollar Tree bins, the metal tins, and put me some hooks on there and just hang them on there and plant my herbs or flowers in it. And then I already have one in my home that I place quilts on. It's broader than these, it's a lot bigger, so that the quilts can be a little more showy. But guys, these are absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you guys will take and repurpose your tobacco sticks, or repurpose some wood sticks and make your own weathered wood quilt frames, racks, ladders for your decor. And these look really cute with all kinds of things hanging from them, and they're just absolutely beautiful. And they're sturdy and strong from this weathered wood. I wouldn't have a toddler climbing up them or anything, or anybody body weight, but you can sure put them up for decoration. Apologize for the lawnmower, guys. Husband passing. Sorry about the lawnmower, guys. We had to get the lawn done. It's getting late in the evening, but if you guys try this, please tag me on Instagram. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, I certainly hope you do. Please share it and repost it, and pin it on Pinterest and different places. Share it on your Facebook. But definitely subscribe to the channel if you like these crafty ideas, and certainly hope it inspires you. And make sure you tag me on Instagram if you do one of your own. Until the next DIY, guys, this is Elizabeth with Dandysoap DIY. And how you can put those together. I've painted them a while ago. I painted them white. These are my plant stands. And I want to show you the side of them. So this can be your second project. Now guys, these are just end cuts that they take off of pallets at work. This is truly scrap wood. And generally we use this to kind of start our fires and stuff. But it is pine board, so just be aware. So I'm showing this to you. Here is the smaller one, and as you can see, there's paint everywhere, but I have painted it. So let me show you the layout real quick. You're going to need 6 boards on each side. You're going to place 2 side by side, and they need to be the same size. So you need 4, 4, and 4. And then your top ones, that will determine how wide you want your steps. So you're going to need 6 of those. And then to brace the inside, my husband helped me with this. We have a board here going across the middle of the structure. But on the inner side, so that you guys can count those boards, it doesn't matter. You can make it big or small. You just need your boards to match. And so we have a small one here that holds these 2 together. We have another one here that's holding 4. And then we have the longer one that's holding all 6. And then by the time you put this brace here, it's going to really make it firm. So just bear in mind, they don't have to be perfect. The idea is to make them sturdy so that they are suitable for outside to put your plants on. And that's just another project you can do to beautify your outdoors. And this idea I got from the garden center that's selling these things. Guys, they're selling these things for $40 and $50. This is a little one. This one's actually 16 inches. This larger one is actually 26 inches. So 16 and 26. And just use what you have. Don't, if you want to go out and buy the boards, make sure you get outdoor weathered board. Get you 1x6s or 1x4s. And you can make this out of the fencing wood at Lowe's or Home Depot, and just put it together. You guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and please give me a thumbs up, and make sure you tag me on Instagram and show me if you make anything like this, or you have some ideas you can share. I would love it. And give you one more shot of the bicycle, just in case anybody's curious to see her again. Like I said, by the time those flowers start blooming out, you know, she's just going to look really, really beautiful. And that's just a Dollar Tree item and outdoor idea you can do. And just use your zip ties and zip it. I used to, my other basket was here. It's actually a big metal basket. And I toted all kinds of things that I gathered in the woods and flowers and things from my mother-in-law after supper. And I took that big basket off of it to use on my new bicycle. And I don't know if my bell, I don't think my bell still zings anymore. I think she's worn out, but no, she's not zinging. She's broken, but that's okay. I got me a new bell on my new bike. All right, guys, have a great day. This is Elizabeth, Dandelion Soap DIY. Until the next DIY, over and out. Bye, guys. So there are some things to be said about things we buy a long time ago. And guys, you won't find this bundle of florals anywhere in the market as far as I know, unless you find someone who had home interior. I bought this bundle over 20 years ago. I have maintained it, I've kept it clean, and as you can see, it is still just a beautiful set of lavender. And they put these twigs with the jute twine, or rather the raffia twine bundle around it. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take a Dollar Tree bamboo wreath, and this is the twiggy one. I really love these. And I am going to take these apart and put them on this wreath. The great thing about these, if you can find this stuff in a thrift store or somewhere, you can clean them and wash them, and they are true silk flowers, and they have a very, very realness to them, as you can see. And I absolutely love them. I have maintained these, and by washing them, I do be careful if I spray them with something. I try to spray something like a general cleaner, or like 409 is very safe, spick and span. Something that's a generalized cleaner. If you wouldn't want to spray these with Clorox, guys. These are true fabric type leaves, and they feel just like fabric, but they are a type of paper, and they're thick. And trust me, these things, they have really lasted. They've been moved around in my home multiple times. And hydrangea blooms, snowball bush, and I'm just going to do the best I can to dress up this wreath with these, and I'm just going to see what I can do. And I'm just going to work these as best as possible, and then go back and put the additional green leaves in there. And so just begin staging your flowers, any kind of floral that you select, and put it around your wreath. Now I'm flowing in one direction. This would be a vertical flow, I believe is what they call it. And just arrange them and stage them until they're situated like you prefer. And they just look really good. And just fill in your blanks so you don't have any spaces, no empty spots, and not a lot of distance in between. And they'll give your wreath a fullness appearance. Then start filling it in with the little leaves that are left. Now, you're going to see me do a trick here. I am taking my hot glue gun and I'm laying it on those leaves to straighten them out. And you can use an iron without steam to do the same thing. Then bend them and shape them and start putting them around the wreath. Once you do that, start taking your wire, twisting it and flowing it through there just enough to anchor them in place. This particular type of flower, you do not want to glue it. So it looked pretty great. It looked really, really nice. Now, guys, I apologize, but the footage to make the Farmhouse Market Gig 'em Checked bow got lost, but I will tell you this. It's just a standard tie your shoe bow with long legs on it, long flowing, and bend that with your hand. And here she is on my pantry door, as I said. Just gorgeous. Hope you like that. Now guys, I got these little signs right here with the chicken wire at Dollar General back before the COVID virus. And my idea here is, if you have seen any of the primitive setups, then you've seen that these are stacked. You'll have the cow, you'll have the pig, and then you'll have the sheep on top, or a lamb. So I'm going to glue these together as so and just leave one hanger. And we're going to make these into a little farmer's market kind of thing. So these represent your meats. You got your beef, your pork, and your lamb. And on the farm, since you raise all your animals and your gardening and so forth, that's how that works, is you've got all your meats. A lot of times they'll have a chicken, and this one did not have a chicken, so I went with what was available. So basically I just continued to glue them to each other, stacking them on one on top of the other, making sure they were really, really even. And just to secure the back of them, guys, I took the shish kebab skews and just glued them in between, and that would secure it so that it's not flopping or bending back and forth or wiggy woggy, and they'll keep it really firm and straight. Then I just took a jute twine piece that I took off of them previously, glued it back to the back so they'd have a hanger, making a shoe tie bow with long tails, and I glued that to the center. This will give it a farmhouse kind of primitive look. But then I trimmed the tails off, and I did those at an angle. It looks better at an angle versus dovetail. And then I tied one little piece to the side, just as a farmer's market primitive kind of sign. And here we are. I think she turned out great, and I hung her in my kitchen.